This is the heart of the matter, that the experts and the elites at Davos express views that are not widely shared by Canadians. They're pretty extreme. They're pretty out there. Okay, but here's the real issue with Davos. It's not so much that it controls the Trudeau government. I don't think that Klaus Schwab picks up the phone and tells Justin Trudeau what to do. The problem is that Justin Trudeau and the Liberals, and by that I mean broadly Liberals in politics and media, including most of the media party here, is that they like global institutions. They favor globalism. They like the United Nations. They're aspirational. They like the idea of working together, and they truly believe in the power of these institutions. And that is counter to the growing sentiment in society who feel like these global institutions don't work, and they're not working in Canada's best interest. They're not working in the best interest of Canadians. In fact, they sort of undermine our sovereignty. And so it's not so much that Trudeau is controlled by them, but it's that Trudeau is inspired by them. Trudeau and his Liberal cabinet ministers love going to these kind of global events. They love virtue signaling. They love being at the forefront. They love the glowing profiles that they get from like-minded journalists who also go to these events. So time and time again, they leave Davos and they come back and basically adopt exactly what was being talked about. So we have a bunch of examples. In June 2021, addressing climate change through carbon taxes, and they used Canada as an example of successful carbon taxes. Likewise, this idea of the Global Future Council on Energy Transition. There was a piece from 2021, Why We Need a Global Framework to Regulate Online Harm, that was talked about at the World Economic Forum, and it was adopted by Canadians. We've seen this also in regards to the United Nations. There was a huge uprising, mostly on the political right, a couple of years ago when the United Nations introduced a global compact on migration that basically gave migrants the exact same rights as refugees and said that anyone has the right to travel to any country and try to get citizenship. And the media was the media party were very upset, and they were saying, this isn't law, this isn't ratified, this is just basically an aspirational international declaration, so why are conservatives getting worked up about it? Well, the idea is because Trudeau comes home and drafts his legislation based on the nonsense and the gobbledygook that is being cooked up in these international forums. And again, we see it time and time again, which is why I'm personally very skeptical of the World Economic Forum. And I think that the criticism of the World Economic Forum is not a conspiracy theory. Sure, there are some conspiracy theories and those should be debunked. It's not true that these people actually control the levers of power, but they inspire governments like the Trudeau government to do all kinds of awful policies that are terrible for the people of Canada.